Would be having our next speaker now is Mr. Tunmise, and I'll be taking his citation now. I heard you all to listen attentively. Mr. Tunmise is a dynamic Treasury Officer in the Forex Trading Unit at United Bank of Africa, with 2 years of experience executing high-value interbank transaction and managing currency position. A licensed trader with ACIA certification, he combines sharp analytical skill with strategic market insights to drive profitability and manage risks effectively. Mr. Tunmise studied physics at the University of Ibadan and is currently pursuing an MBA, known for precision, adaptability, and result-driven trading. He has contributed to strengthening UBA's treasury performance in the competitive forex market. Over to you, Mr. Tunmise. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Please, can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right. Thanks so much for giving to you. I want to say a very big thank you to everyone participating here. And listening from the first speaker, he already said a lot about stock, what stock is, how you can buy, how you can go about it, and the risk involving in stock markets. So I'll just be direct and go straight to the point because of so we can understand the basic things we actually need to know. He already said a lot about it, and so we are talking about stock. What does it mean? So one issue that you go around is when most people hear that the word about investing, and then and what comes to their mind is about big money. So sometimes people just imagine that you need them a big. Let me say, okay, as it is now as a student, you need money like 100,000 naira to 500,000 naira, even millions before you can start. So because of this, a lot of students don't even think about it, and they believe investing is something for when they graduate and start working, and that was one of the mistakes I made when I was in school. But the truth is, you can actually begin investing right now. So while you're still a student, and then you don't need to work with the bank to do so. You don't need to make much money before you can start investing. I even start investing as low as 5,000 a year. So let me just move to the point. When we're talking about stock, just like the first speaker said, a stock represents the ownership in it represents ownership in a company. So it means when you buy stock, you are buying a small piece of that company. You understand? So what does that mean? It means that if the company is doing well and the company is making more money, you share in the success and profitability. It will be good. It means if the company is doing well and they are making more money, it means the value of your stock will be increasing. So, and if the company value goes up, as I mentioned, so the price of your stock also go up. So that's what we call capital gain, and in stock markets. And sometimes the company will share part of its profits with shareholders, and that's what we call them dividend. So that's what the company pay when they want to share their profits with the shareholders. Company, maybe you imagine buying a stock worth of stock is always measured in units. You can say you buy one unit at one point. Let me say MTN shares now. I say you buy shares of MTN of 1.12. Maybe after some weeks when so you can even stock can go up and down, and you can even wake up tomorrow. You can buy 10,000 naira stock today, and tomorrow something can just move. You can just go up. Like, yeah. So, and sometimes sometimes it's not like that. It takes time. It can take months, it can take years. I've seen a lot of people saying that they bought this stock, they bought First Bank shares 2 years ago, and now they're having this kind of money in their account. So that's how it is. So imagine me buying MTN stock. So the moment I owned that stock, I become one of the many owners of MTN. So if MTN is now making profit today and then they are paying dividends, So I get my own share. The dividend is the profits they make on the shares, on that stock. So if MTN now goes and the stock price increases, then the value of investment also increases. So let me just put it in the simple term that a stock is just a ticket to become a part owner of the company. Like you have something with the company there. And this is how ordinary people, not just the very rich, build their money over time. Yeah. Because when I was in UI as a student, if I had this kind of opportunity or this kind of idea, I would have loved to invest there. Even the this money out there. Even the maybe I think one day my dad gave me, okay, just manage this thing for 1 month. Just invest part of some of it. I'm talking about 2021, 2022, 2021, 2020. So just imagine the difference now. Now, what are the steps guide to investing? And the first thing we need to do, just like the first speaker said, he said we need to choose a brokerage firm platform. So if you want to buy, let me say you want to buy MTN shares now, you cannot just walk into MTN headquarters and say, "Oh, I want to buy a share. I want to buy shares." You need a middleman, is an intermediary man. They have to be in between the bank and the company and you. Do you get? So they call them broker. So the brokers are licensed. They are licensed to help you buy and sell stock. So it's not that somebody wants to dupe you or somebody wants to take your money. Or let me just come to Nigeria. In Nigeria today, technology has now made it very easy, and you don't even need to start looking for broker upon them. Like we have many apps, many application apps that allow you to invest with from your phone. We have Bamboo, we have a lot of them. I even have a Meristem, and that's one I even use. And so you can even go to a traditional way. I mean, the normal way in which help people know. To stockbrokers registered with Nigeria Exchange, because if they are not registered, I don't know, you are taking the kind of risk that you don't know where they can dip you. Because you know, if you get a broker, a broker that is registered with next yes NGX, then you can be sure that okay, I'm very sure about what I'm doing. So for students, I think for all students now, the app are usually better because they are simple to use, fully online and allow you to start with a very small amount. In fact, you can even monitor the flow of your income. You get it now. So the next thing you need to do is you can set your trading account. And please, if you have any question, you can drop it on the chat box. I will respond after the meeting or maybe 10 minutes to the end of the meeting. So when you are choosing a broker, the next step you need to do is to um, open an account. So just like normal bank account opening, do your BVN. I mean, you put in your BVN, your valid ID, and your bank details. If you want to deposit, you have to like that makes them now. You want to and I believe that's how others platforms are doing. So you have to input an account number. Maybe when you want to deposit the money inside the app into the app, you have your own account number. So it's that account number you are going to credit. Then automatically it will reflect on that platform you are using. Do you get? So then now after then you can now purchase the kind of shares you want to buy and understand the fees and commission. Don't think investment is not free, all right? It's not free. Don't think if I put 5,000 naira or 10,000 naira there, I'm expected to see 10,000 naira in my account. Anytime you buy or sell a stock, they will have a small charge. They call it a brokerage fee. Do you get now? So the fee is usually like I think it's about 1.3, yes, 1.35% if I'm not mistaken of your trade value. And if you buy 5,000 naira worth of stock now, your fee will be around 67 naira. That's the 1.35% of 5,000 naira. So it means you're actually investing with 4,009 something. That's nice. So it's not much, it's just a little amount. So, and even if you want to invest, it has to be, you need to start with little amount of money, right? Just to monitor how it's going to be, the direction. All these things are very important because you don't just pump your money into an investment. Okay, I want to invest. Why are you investing? What have you considered? Have you done your research about what you want to invest about? Like maybe say stock now. If you go to all these platforms to buy stock, we have a lot of them. We have the MTN, we have Zenith, we have not even bank alone. We have CWG, we have a lot. So you can't just go there and say, okay, let me just buy this. You have to make adequate research. And I discovered that even some of these platforms, what they do is they recommend stock for you to buy. They send mail to you, okay, looking at this today. Like as it is now, I think people are buying more of MTN than Jenny shares. Why? I think it went up. Now it's down now. So when it's down, just like you, let me just use this as an example. If you want to buy something in the market now, right? And you have to buy at a lower price, right? And sell it at higher price. That's very simple. So that's how it is. So when the stocks are going up, that's not the right time to buy stocks because sometimes they might have gotten to their max for that period. You get before they start dropping. So you buy low. You buy when it's low. When the okay people when the rate is already dropping, that's when you can ask, okay, let me just buy this. And that's why I said they have some platforms that they recommend. I think MTN is down a little bit now, and which I'm very sure that it's still going to go up. And so people are buying now. So example, I don't need to try to predict the market every day. Focus on companies you understand and you make your research well on. So we have Gisco banks, they are stable and then often pay dividend. I've explained what dividend is. Probably they paid you after declaring the profit in which they make in their stock. So we have telecoms company, we have banks, we have consumer goods, we have Nestle, we have Dangote Sugar, because people will always know eat and drink. Fine. And one thing you should understand about stock is the major reason why stock go up is because when the demand is high. Just like normal market terms. Well, if you go to the market now and people are buying a bottle of Coke for 200 naira, maybe 10 people are buying, and they are buying for the 200 naira. At next time, maybe the number of people that are buying Coke has now increased to maybe 50, 60. There's going to be increase in price because the demand is now getting much. You get it now. So that's how it is now. So another exciting option through this app is we call something fractional investment. This means you can buy a fraction of a foreign company stock. And let me just tell you this before I even forget. If you want to buy stock as an investor, don't just if you have, let me say you have 20,000 naira now, you can't just say I want to buy 20,000 naira of this stock. No, don't focus your energy on one stock, right? You have many stock. You can just divide the money into 5,000 in four places. Okay, I'm buying MTN today. Now I'm buying Zenith. I'm buying Access or I'm buying this too. You just divide your money into different channel into different stuff because you can't just go and say, okay, I want to buy. You can't just put your money in one stock and say, okay, you want to buy because it's very risky. You don't know what can happen tomorrow. So the major reason why we even buy different stuff is because today, if one stock is going if one stock is depreciating, another one can do what? Another one can go up. Like let me just use an example. Like there was a day, I think if you want to buy a, I decided to buy stock from one company, and then I just decided to play with 100,000 naira, right? So I I wanted to. I have a friend of mine that love doing that too, and so she was like, she's buying like 100,000 naira of this stuff. I said, I advised her, I said, you don't have to divert all your money on this on one stock because it's very risky. Anything can happen. And the time she listened and she was able to buy these ones I recommended. And even if I recommend stuff for people, it's not that I'm really, although I make my own research, fine, right? But there are companies, there are many platforms, there are many ways in which you can, do your research concerning the stocks you want to buy. So, like I mentioned earlier, there are recommendations of stock to buy, right? Do you understand that? So let me imagine that I decide to start today with 5,000 naira, right? I registered my the 5,000 naira. to the trading platform, don't forget the charges, the brokerage fee I talk about. So the 5,000 naira I put into it is not what I'm going to see because there's a brokerage fee charge. So let me just assume that okay, I have now 4,000 naira. GTCO, let me now use GTCO now. If GTCO stock price rises to by 15% within that year, and they also pay dividend, it means my money which I invest in will go up to 5,750. So it might not look, starting with low money, might when it's increase, it might not look so big, and the increment might not be that big like that. But imagine you are earning this every month as a student. At least you have something that is coming in for you, right? But my advice for people, what my advice to people a lot, and what me I do most time is whenever I buy different stock and I decide to and I started. I don't. Most times, sometimes there are some stock I don't even stay long. Like whenever I see some profit, like let me just assume maybe 50,000 on top, I just liquidate and put it into the dashboard of the app later on because I know that okay, this stock that's going up, there are chances for it to come down a little bit again. So I now reinvest that money I took off to buy other stocks when they are down again. So that's how to do it. That's one of the mistakes people do today. That when you are buying stocks, it's not going to go forever, right? So when you get your profits, why can't you liquidate and get some cash, save it in that blood of the account? And I'm not saying you should take it off and go and spend it. That's not a good advice for an investor. So you take the amounts, keep it in the dashboard. After some time, when they are low again, you can reinvest. So it means when it time of you will see you'll be able to buy more than what you bought at the first time because of the profits you made then. So that's how it is. So why should we invest in stock? Why should we buy stock? Number one, to grow your money. When you keep money in savings accounts, it grow very slowly because of the interest are very low. And meanwhile, stock at the other hand have higher potential returns. Just imagine you buy MTN shares today at 200 naira, and in 2 years it goes to 300 naira. Then it means your investment has grown by 50%, which I don't think that one putting that money in your savings account will not actually um, help and gain that kind of a or gain they have that kind of interest growth. And another reason why we need to invest is to beat inflation. Inflation means the price of things keeping going up, right? 5,000 naira today may not buy the same amount of goods in 2 years. Do you understand? Now that's why I said there are some people that say they buy stock, they buy shares of maybe let me just say Dangote now. A few years ago, you can say, okay, I bought Dangote shares at 1.0 something U per unit. It's always measuring units. And today now, the shares, 2 years ago, I'm just using that as an example. So today now, the 1.0 they bought then can be 10 naira per shares now, per unit now. You can see the difference now because it grows with time. So, and if your money is just sits in the bank, it loses value over time. Even if that's why there are some more. I just don't want to talk about some other investment. That's why whenever some people are saying that they want to invest and they want to, there are some investments that whenever you try to invest now and they pay you upfront. I'm not talking about biz now. I'm not talking about those parts. There are some investment which I know that some of you know about, and I don't want to mention them. So if you do it now, they'll pay you upfront, right? And now the longer the duration of the investment, is the higher the interest rate of the money they are going to pay. But there's something we call time value of money, which is very, very important. We are putting your money, let me say you put 1 million naira there for 2 years now. In between the next 2 years, what that 1 million naira can buy now, we'll not be able to buy it again. So another thing we do is the reason why we invest in stock is to earn a passive income. Like I said, many companies pay dividends, cash rewards to shareholders, and that means that even when you are sleeping, you can earn money simply because you own the shares. If the bank is going, if the company is moving forward, everything is going well, they are generating a lot of income. You know, you are earning your money even without hard labor, without doing anything. So, and to become a part owner of big companies. So when you buy a stock, you become a part owner of that company. You have something there. Hmm? Imagine being a co-owner of an Apple, Dangote, MTN used to like, okay, I have something with them. So that really give more sense. It now give you a sense of pride and connection. So you are not just a consumer too. You are not too. Nobody is too young to be an investor, and that is a mistake we made. Because if I had this kind of opportunity that Cowrywise is giving, I don't think I don't think I would be here today. I would have, increased my knowledge and expand a lot when it comes to investment. So all these things we got to know after school, after getting job and you get. But now that you have the opportunity, I think this is the best time. I don't say because I heard someone saying that what if they are going to maybe the person is trying to talk about the risk involved. You know, I'm not saying there's 100% assurance of stock going up forever and or making profits. There are some stuff that when you bring, I have a friend that was even discouraging me, and so he said if he's buying this stock from this so company, that the thing the value is always depreciating, that is not going up, so it has never benefited. I said before you buy this stock, what are the things you look at? And who are the people that recommend this stock for you? What do you look at before buying it? He was unable to explain. Just don't buy stock because people are buying it. Do your own research. Like, know what you want to do, know what you want to buy. Do you understand? So to build wealth early and secure is to secure your future. So, if you can just imagine start with 5,000 naira today and you are buying, let me say you are 20-year-old now. You are 20-year-old now, you decide to buy a stock of 5,000 naira. All right. Now, from a 20, just imagine you leave the money there for 30,000 naira. Let me say it's any stock, and you leave the money there for maybe after 10 years now. And the 5,000 naira might be something like something you cannot even might have expected. Do you understand? So, to develop financial discipline, investing teaches you how to save, plan, and manage your money, all right, as students, because it's not even money. And I know some of you, especially the guys, is what we face, all right. So don't spend your money anyhow the way it is. I don't say okay. I don't like this kind of mentality that it should be like if I have this kind of money and if I spend money today, another money will come. And there are some people that are saying that if you don't spend it now, you know what's going to happen to you tomorrow. If you look at many investors we have in Nigeria today, has anything happened to them? They start early. They start early because they got the right information at the right time. So and they kept the words keep on increasing. So how do you now identify good story? I mentioned earlier, I said you can't just buy. Please let me confirm if you can hear me. If I'm not talking to myself. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can hear you, sir.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh, thank you. So, like I said, if you have any questions to ask, just drop it on the chat box. I'm going to look at it after the end of the session. I mean, maybe 10 minutes to the end of the session. So, how do we identify good stock to buy? The first thing you need to do as an investor is you need to look at the strong and popular companies. Start with companies you are used to. That's why I kept on using MTNs and GD Bank, UBA as an example. You understand? So you have to ask yourself, do people need the company product or service really? Because those are the things that makes the company to gain profits. I mean, that increase their profitability, right? Because if they are not seeing income, there is no way they are going to increase their own stock value or share value. You understand now? So examples we already mentioned, and we have they are called blue chip companies. They are very stable, established, and reliable, right? So we have another thing you need to consider is check the company track record. That's how there's something we call financial statements. This financial statement, banks, companies, they usually release it at the end of their audit time period. Okay, this is how our shares move per year. I mean, for the year, and this is how it went. These are the things the investor will look at. Okay, are they really doing well when it comes to income, when it comes to profits gain, for their recent, I mean, look checking at their recent or past years. Okay, let me look at what happened last year. If their shares moved up, did anything happen? Let me monitor it. So these are the things you look at. You look at their consistent profit over the years. If they are paying dividends regularly. Well, there are there are some companies that don't really do that, right? And look at the growth expansion of their businesses. Like, let me just say Zen now has been profitability, been profitable and paying dividend for many years, not just Zen alone. We have a lot of them. So you look at the industry trend again, that is this industry really growing? And for telecoms company, they are growing because that one is a constant growth because everyone uses data, right? And even banks too, they're really important because everyone needs financial services. We have food companies too because people you always eat. There's no how you want to do it. So these are the factors that determine what you look at. So I've always tried to avoid industries that are dying or shrinking. That's why I say make your research. Like that for my organ mentioned. I mean, the first speaker was saying he said something. He said there are some companies that when when they release their shares to buy, then they are no more today, right? So these are the kind of things and the kind of information you need to know that okay, is this industry, how are they performing? Are they looking like they are going up? Are they looking like they are progressing, or are they looking like they are declining? So check those things. Check dividend history. A company that pays dividend regularly is usually stable. So if you see a company that has not been paying dividend in years, it may be one of the factors that maybe the company is struggling. All right. And always try to read news, and monitor how stock flow. You mentioned investors, you mentioned trading view. Also, you can use to check all these things. The trading view is not just for forex charts. There are many things you can check on trading view too. And start small and learn. Don't be too it's good to be a risk taker, right? But the don't be, I don't know the word to use about this. You always need to start small. Don't be too pushed to do big because you are only looking at the positive part. At the same time, if you are investing, you have to look at the positive part and the negative part, right? So always start small, usually for students. And even if the stock is looking good, even if the stock is looking good, that doesn't mean that you should now go and put all your savings inside the stock and buy it. That's why I said, if you have, let me say, if you have 20,000 naira now and we have different stocks, we have different stock we want to buy. Maybe let me say Zenith, CWG, next to let me say another one, maybe another company. You can just split the money and you are very sure, or you have 80% assurance. Okay, you've made your research about this one. So just divide the money to buy different stuff, right? So and and we have types of investors in the stock market. We have long-term investors. Some people there are some investors that they are not buying to the end I mean to liquidate for a short period of time. They buy stock of some companies and hold them for many years. Because their main reason for doing that is to build wealth slowly and steadily. Yeah, right. So do you understand? So it doesn't mean let me tell you something, it doesn't mean that the price of the stock they are buying, I mean the value is not going to drop. But just like normal forex trading. So I'm going back to the forex because that's what I do majorly. So you're talking about forex trading, when you buy and sell, the value, the level in which you are buying your what's it called, your currency. I mean whatever the currency pair you are trading. It doesn't mean that that's the minimum is going to be. It can still go down further. But just know, after doing your research, taking analysis and all these things, you have to, I know you are saying that, okay, though it will still come down, right? But it's not going to come down forever. To get some certain level that we call it support in forex, that will start going up back. So that's how it is. So long-term investors, they don't buy. Let me just say, they buy 5,000 naira. Let me just say, okay, maybe someone buy stock of 1 million naira at 5 naira per unit. And after buying 5 naira per unit, just try to see the income in 1 million naira. Like it can come back to 7 naira per unit. Maybe tomorrow. It means the value will drop. 1 million is going to drop. But this kind of investors, they don't usually panic because the major goal is to build them their wealth slowly, and because they believe that the company will grow and in the long run. Example is, when someone buy a company shares for 15 years ago and still owe them 15 years ago and still owe them has gained them both dividends and price appreciation. With the dividend, with the profits they are paying at the appreciation in price because it's going to grow. So we have dividend investors too. Those ones usually focus on companies that pay. regular dividends, cash reward. So that's what they are after. So their goal is to earn a steady income, and I believe that's what majority of us want to do. To be seeing steady income, not just profit. Like she just be coming and taking it off. So we have growth investors too. So this kind of investors they buy company shares. They buy company shares, and the reason why they buy company shares is because they have the high potential that is going to grow fast, right? Even if they don't pay dividends now. Like we have tech companies. There's no way tech companies. You see, that's what is even like is really happening over the world now. We have companies like Tesla, we have Amazon, and MTN or Airtel. A lot of them like that. So good investors buy this kind of company shares because they believe that they are going fast and it's going and okay, it's still going. They forecast how it's going to be and so where this thing is going to be go. It's more than what they are seeing now, right? And they consider the risk there too. And they believe the stock price will rise and the stock price is going to rise in the future. And we have value investors, and those ones they look for companies whose stock are undervalued, meaning meaning the price is low and compared to the rewards. And these are these are the kind of this kind of investors are very 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 like we have a lot of them. Like let me just say generally because nobody wants to buy stock when the stock is high. The only people want to buy stock when the stock is low and believe in appreciation later in the future. That okay, if I'm buying this stock now, it's going to do what? It's going to increase over the year. Let me just buy when it's cheap. I do that sometimes. When I discover that okay, like recently, I know I said MTN dropped recently, but we all know that MTN is a very strong company and it's still going back up, right? So some people might buy at that level, and while some people might still wait for it to fall further, right? And sometimes I might not fall further, I might just get to this level and start going up again. And sometimes I might fall further and buy when it's falling, some people buy more. They keep on buying as it's falling because they know that okay, by the time it's going up, they are going to do what? They are going to see a lot of income from there. And we have short-term traders too. They buy stock to sell quickly, just to maybe it can be within this one is just within a short period of time. And the sports and the when you are liquidating in stock, you want to get your cash, you want to get your reward. It's always the settlement date is 2 days after you made the request. That is T plus two. 2 days after you make the request. We call it T plus two. If it's that's the major yes. But we have T plus one day, but it doesn't really stock. Majority of them are T plus two. I know these short term traders they want fast income from price swings. And another thing about this kind of short term traders is very risky because the stock market sometimes can be unpredictable, and that's why some of the people are really not why they don't want to go and invest in it. But like I said, if you make your research well and get good stock, you are going to make a maximum income. Because like, we have a lot of people, even big investors, investing millions in stocks, and they are making it. So, and it's short-term traders can buy in stock today because of it. Maybe they rumor that okay, this thing is going to go up in in a few weeks, and by the time it rises, they are going to take an opportunity to grow, opportunity to sell, to sell and generate them and get their income. So we have fund investors. These ones instead of buying individual stock, they invest in a basket of many stocks through mutual funds. So the risk is less stressful. And okay, so that's it. I don't know if we have any question before I move on. Can you hear me, guys?
Now we can hear yourself.
Yeah, I said I don't know if you have any question before moving forward. Okay,
No,
in the absence of yeah, is someone saying something? Okay, once again, if you have any question, you can drop in the chat box, and then. But if we don't have any question for now, I believe we can just continue with our class. So, do you have risk to consider? What are the risks to consider when buying stock? You have some risk, and with these risks are very, very, very important to consider. Number one, we have market risk. You have market risk, and that's the first risk to consider because stock prices go up and down daily. If you buy 20 naira and the price falls to 15 naira now, you lose value on paper, right? So, and I think this kind of thing happened during COVID, and there are many things to consider under market risk too. You understand? So another risk you need to look at is the company risk. So if the company is not performing well, or they are not doing well, like I mentioned earlier, maybe there's a fraud issue there, or look, they are not seeing much income, low profits, or mismanagement. So these kind of things can make stock to stock price to fall for that company. So, or if a bank should come out now and report a big loss due to fraud or do something, the stock most likely may lose value because nobody wants to invest again. So if people are not investing, it means the price will be dropping, right? So it will be depreciating, just like I said earlier. When I was explaining, when I started this explanation, I said if you buy stock, the more people buy, the more value the stock gets, right? But if people are not buying the stock, the price will be falling because nobody wants to put their money where they are going to lose it. Understand? So dividend risk. Companies that are not forced to, companies that are not forced to pay dividends, if their profit is low, all the company wants to reinvest. So dividend may be cut or stopped. And we have another one, liquidity risk. This one, some stock don't have enough buyers and sellers. So if you want to sell now, you may struggle to find someone to buy quickly, or you may even sell it at a lower price because of the liquidity risk. And we have another thing to consider, especially in Nigeria here. We have an economic risk. We have factors like inflation, recession, interest rates hikes. Maybe if CBN decide, I don't think that one is even. Because all these interest rate hikes happen majority of the foreign countries like US, UK. They do meeting every time and do okay. They see if they should cut the interest rate or maybe the rate is that's what we call interest rate hikes. And or CBN can just come out to that and just talk about the interest rate. So it can really affect the stock market because if they are cutting the interest rate, it means people will be discouraged to invest their money because nobody wants to put their money where they get low return. All right. So if I want to invest my money now, maybe let me say example mutual funds now. So I need to consider their interest rate of return, right? So those are things that I need to look at. So if something now happens and something like economic risk now happen and they want to cut the interest rate, investors will be discouraged to do what to invest their money in that. So for example, when the naira weakens now, import-based companies may suffer and it will drag down the stock price. So we have another thing with another kind of stock. Another, yeah, someone said you mentioned bamboo. Can you hear me? Hello guys, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Okay, someone said I mentioned bamboo. I was just using bamboo as an example because you have a lot of them. And the person was now asking if we have Cowrywise one of the platforms to buy stocks. Yes, I think Cowrywise it is right. So they do that too because I believe I think this September they launched a stock um, with a sister company in partnership with. We all know Meristem stockbrokers, right? So I believe Cowrywise is having a platform to do so. If I'm not mistaken, I think I'm right. Yeah. So, like, let me now continue to the risk. We've mentioned economic risk, industry risk. We've mentioned political and regulatory risk too. Maybe government policies and regulations can affect the company instability, political instability. So maybe if the government bans certain imports, companies relying, like, we have some companies that deal with importing and exporting, and maybe you buy stocks from them now, and government now ban some certain imports. So it means it's reducing the profitability of that company. So automatically, it's going to reduce what? It's going to reduce the income and the profit, and reduce the value of the stock for that kind of a company. And in emotional risk, this one is very, very, very important and what we need to look at. See, because it's just too funny because that's what happened, right? So, many beginners now, let me just say many beginners when it comes to stock, they panic. They always panic because their fear is that they don't want to lose their money, right? So many beginners now panic when stock prices fall. Let's say you buy stock 5,000 naira and start dropping to two, maybe drop to 3,000 naira. Yeah, God, what's going on? So, and you start panicking. Some people can even, because of that, liquidate the small money they have there, and that's not the best way to look at to trade. And others too may be greedy. And when price rises and buy it too high, when the stock is going high and high, right? Some people might still be expecting it to still go up. No, it's not going like I mentioned earlier, it's not going to go up for life. That's just, come to a value, maybe when they pay dividend, there's something like this, just come down again. So when you gain that marginal profit or to your own satisfaction, you can just take it off. Then you can leave your capital, take the income. Then after some times, you can even use the income to get another stock. That's how to invest. Get the income, keep it so that the movement of the market is not really going to affect the income you're already taking up. So it's only your capital that will be moving up and down like that. So if so other like I mentioned, I saw that maybe really when prices buy too high. Some might even buy too high. When let me say for example, UBA stock now, there was a time UBA stock was around 25 naira per unit. And I have a friend of mine and she bought it there. And when she bought this stock, UBA stock is around 40 something naira now. Then when she bought around 500,000, 25 naira per unit. Just try to see the income now. But now it's now 45 or 40 something above. So I was telling another guy not to buy at that moment because it has really gone up. So just imagine because of that, you think it's still going to be going up. It might, fine, but it's very okay when you calm yourself down and allow it to depreciate a little bit, then you can now buy. Not buying when it has already gone up. So imagine when you invest 5,000 naira in the stock, and if the company performs well, your 5,000 naira can go up to 7,000 naira. You can, but if the company perform badly now, your 5,000 naira can go up to 3,000 naira, as I mentioned. So that's the risk, or that's the kind of risk you consider as an investor. Do you get? So it's not going to be forever. The stock market is not kind of market that the price or whatever your investment value is going to be constant. No, there will be fluctuation of price. You get it now. So I'm just trying my best to break everything down so that you can really understand what stock and how stock market operates. So how do we manage this risk involved so that we will not lose much money or so that we will not lose money? How do we manage the risk? So the first thing we need to do is to don't put, like I mentioned, then diversify. Don't put all your money in one stock. Don't put all your money. It's very, very important. Don't put all your money in one stock. Don't say, okay, people are saying Zenith, people are saying this bank shares is 20 naira per share. Maybe, I don't know where it is now, but I believe it's in a good position. It dropped a little bit now. So don't say because it has dropped now, I want to buy low and now invest like, or maybe you have you're a student, right? And you have 20,000 naira in your savings account. Don't say, I know, I want to use all this 20,000 naira to buy MTN shares. Or it's not that kind of share. It's not going to work that way because it can drop. One of the reasons why we don't advise people to buy different kind of stock, which we after making our researches, because just imagine that 20,000 naira, you divide the 20,000 naira into divide 20,000 naira into four. You divide 20,000 naira into four, right? So and you buy different stock with that 20,000 naira. If let me just say, if one of the stock you purchased then was dropping, another one might be increasing, which is actually balancing the loss in which one stock is. I don't know if you are getting the point. If you diversify by buying different kind of stocks, maybe four different kind of stocks now with different companies, right? And maybe 5,000, 5,000, 5,000, 5,000. That's 20,000 naira. And one stock is dropping, right? So the other might be increasing and balancing or filling the gap of that one that is losing. So it will not even look like you are losing money, right? Because it's not reflecting. But just imagine I have now bought 20,000 naira in one stock, and everything is started going down, right? So it means I don't have any other option again. I have to wait and watch. Yes, so that's how it is. So start small while learning. I think now as students you have to start small check a lot of things. How it's going to how market moves. Check the movement of market. Yeah, let me just put it that way. So these are before putting your money inside stocks and what to buy. And like I mentioned, don't start with big money. Like don't be too over serious. Like, okay, I want to get this at most. Because some people believe that it's true that the higher the money you invest, the higher the return might be. But there are sometimes you need to take things steadily, right? So starting with low money is not going to harm you, but it's very, very advisable. So focus on stronger and reliable company. Focus on reliable companies like we mentioned earlier. So these are the things we talk about, and now we already spoke about what stocks are. We we talk about why companies sell their stocks, like I mentioned, to raise money for expansion, new project, and instead of instead of the companies to borrow money from the banks, what they do to themselves is to seek investors by selling their shares to investors. The investor will put in money into it, right? So they can use the money for whatever they want to do, and hoping and that okay, after some times they are going to return the money back to investment that through their shares with income. And I'll talk about how we make money from stocks, right? I mentioned capital acquisition, I mentioned dividends, I mentioned bonus shares and right issues. So uh, stock price also changes daily due to demand, and I mentioned that technology has made it easy. That I don't need to see a physical stockbroker. You can go online and download that. Cowrywise, yes, like I mentioned. So that guy that was asking, Cowrywise is actually one of the, like I mentioned too, the platform that you can do that with. And the bamboo I mentioned, we have many of them actually. So we are talking about Cowrywise. Cowrywise is better and is even more reliable too. So I talk about when prices are rising. The times we use for it in stock market is bull market. When market is going up, we call it bullish market, and when the price is falling, we call it a bear market that is going down. So, and your portfolio, portfolio is just like a folder that shows you different stocks you buy. Just like a folder in a system. Now you have a folder, you store many things inside that folder, right? So your portfolio is when you have is just like collection of every stock you have or every stock you purchase and you monitor. So that's it. I talk about different type of stock. We have blue chip stocks like big companies. We have growth stock. We have penny stock. Those ones that are very small. I have different dividend stocks too. So I spoke about different type of investors: long-term investors, short-term traders, dividend speculations, and risk, risk, and I spoke about risk in stock markets. I mentioned some risk you have to look at in stock market. So those are the things we consider. when you want to invest in stocks too. So like I mentioned again, I said it's not too being a student is not telling you that okay you cannot invest, you have to wait until you finish your studies in school, and it's not that way. It doesn't work that way, and that's one of the mistakes I made, and I can't say I'm regretting, but I really wish I can turn back that time and also let me just invest with 10,000 naira. Let me just buy shares and hold it for maybe 4 or 5 years. You understand? And let me see how it's going to go. Maybe by now I might have a lot of uh, naira. So okay, I'm seeing a question in the chat box. If a company goes into liquidation and subsequent reemerges, will the stock purchase before liquidation still accrue interest or retain value? Yeah, if when a company goes into liquidation, I told you what liquidation means. It means and what concerning what the first speaker said to, which is actually right. He said when the company is shutting down and its assets are being sold to pay debts, right? So when a company goes into liquidation, shareholders are the last line after creditors and bondholders. So in most cases, shareholder they lose their money because there may be nothing left after debt are paid. Do you understand? So yes, the original stock usually it should become worthless definitely once the liquidation is being confirmed. And if the company reemerges, if the company reemerges, sometimes after liquidation or maybe you have bankruptcy, a company might want to restructure and return under a new ownership, right? Or new shares. So if that one should happen, then all shareholders now automatically they don't get their shares back because of the rematch. And then instead the company might now issue the company might now want to issue another shares, and investors have to buy them afresh. Just regarding not even considering that one, that former one you do what. But so investors have to buy them afresh, and if they want to own part of the new company, they can buy. So stocks are not they are not like bank deposits that earn interest. They rise in value only if companies is doing well. And if the company fails, liquidate, your shares can lose all your value too. So if the company goes into liquidation, the old shares, like I mentioned, usually become worthless because the business is being shut down to pay debt. If the company later now reemerge, it's like starting a new business, meaning you need to buy new shares. So originally stock don't retain value after liquidation. So you have to start afresh like that. So Musobal, have I answered your questions?
Yeah, thank you very much. So nothing for shareholders like this.
Hello, sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
I said
So
thank
all
you,
right,
that I
so
understand.
okay, yeah, you're welcome. So that's it. I don't know if the others are having questions to ask, but if there are no questions, I think I believe you have more knowledge based on what the first speaker already spoke concerning stock and what the points are added to you too.
Yes, thank you
Thank you.
very much. Do we have any questions from Mr. Adeyemo? I guess we don't have questions. Thank you all for joining us today for Stocks 101. We hope you have found this session informative and helpful in kickstarting your investment journey. A huge thank you to our esteemed speakers, Mr. Sulaiman Ezekiel and Mr. Tunmise Adeyemo, for sharing their expertise with us. Today, we basically covered introduction to stocks and how to invest as low as 5,000 naira. I hope you all explore investment platform and apps that suit your need. Remember to start small, stay consistent, and keep learning. And also, you can all download the Cowrywise app and check the stock stock market out. Yeah. Thank you very much. It's been so lovely having you guys this evening. Happy investing.
Hey, Moisa, good evening.
Good evening.
I think some people raised their hands.
Okay. Then we can have the questions. If you raised your hand, please can you raise your hand again? Okay, thank you. Adiaga David, please you can talk now.
All right, good evening, everyone. Um, I really appreciate this session, even though I just got to today, and it was as if the session had started and I saw the notification. I just joined, not knowing what was actually in for me was even a great thing I've been looking forward to learn. So thank you very much to the teacher. And what I just want to ask is there a way to connect with him? Maybe if you want to like learn more, maybe for a special guide. So that is what I want to ask.
Uh,
Sorry, please.
can you hear me? Yeah, you
Yes.
can. You can. Okay. I can do. I will drop my number on the chat box, and you can chat me also.
All right.
If
Thank
that
you.
is fine by you.
Some Tochuku, please you can go ahead.
All right, thank you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
Yes,
you.
I can.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I am Somte Chukwu, a blockchain developer. I've been looking into stock investment, especially into Nigerian companies, but I don't know, one thing has always led to the other. Um, Also, I joined late to this meeting. So now my question now is, when next will you guys have another session so that I can join?
We'll definitely keep everyone updated on the Cowrywise platform.
Cowrywise platform, which platform? X or
Um,
which platform? Is it
Mr. Tunmise, please can you talk?
Okay, good evening, everyone. Please can you hear me? Hi, Lisa, can you hear me? Okay, fantastic. So, this session is currently being recorded, and the link will be shared soon. We're working on uploading on. I think I'm working on uploading on my YouTube page, and I'm currently working on that. But prior to that, a link will be shared. Good has been shared tonight by the two amazing speakers. And yeah, so just keep, you can search Tunmise Adeyemo on IG. I'll drop my handle. You can just search on IG. I would post a notification when the link to this session is out. Yeah, so we're currently working on documenting each of these things, and we're spending a lot in doing that. So yeah, we're going to ensure that you have whatever information that was shared tonight at your beck and call. So yeah, I hope I've been able to answer your question.
yes, thank you.
Okay, yeah. Minister, do we have other questions? Okay, yeah. It seems we've lost Moisa. Hi, Moisa. Are you here with us? Are there other questions you'd like to address?
Yeah, I'm here. My network just. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Do we have any other questions for our speakers this evening? You can notify by raising your hand.
Okay, I think just set up questions. And it's been an amazing night, everyone. I think this is a good place to call it a night if you would ask me. First of all, I want to say thank you to HK. HK is my colleague, he's also my friend. And I think that very few people know how excited I was when they brought his name to me and said, okay, they wanted to have a webinar, HK coming around. And honestly, I just knew it was going to be good. And if you were present during the first session, I mean, it was good and diamond. I really learned a lot. I learned new things, reminded of old things, and it's been amazing. So thank you so much, HK. It's been a pleasure. And to the second speaker, you've been really amazing. Thank you for taking your time to break down stocks. I mean, you just simplified it, and you took your time to do it. So we honestly cannot take your input for granted. Thank you so much, sir. So I'm going to, Lisa, do you have any other thing you want to do, or I can round off from here?
No, you can drop off here. I have nothing. Thank you all. It's been a lovely and wonderful evening. Our speakers are really outdoing themselves.
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you to the event management team for putting this together. Thank you to the publicity team. I think this is the first time in a while since we had this number of people join this session. I think at some point we had 71 people join this session, and it's been amazing. Like 71 of you came to learn, and wow, it's just so. That's big kudos to the publicity team and to the design team. Thank you so much for the graphics and everyone that worked tirelessly to put this together. We really appreciate your sacrifice, your labor, and we are grateful. And to you that have come to learn, to our listeners, thank you. We are going to be having sessions like this. I think at least once in a month, we have sessions like this. So please look forward to our next session. Probably you'll get it through mails. We have your mails, so we're going to send our next session through mails. So thank you so much, everyone.
Please don't forget to drop your handle.
Okay, so like I said, thank you so much, everyone. You have an amazing night rest, and see you soon. Good night, everyone.
Hey, sister, please drop your handle in the chat box.
Okay, let me do that now.
All right. Thank you very much. Good night, everyone.
I'll just type that out now. And yeah, done that on IG. Yes. That's my Instagram handle. That's my Instagram handle. So yeah. Thank you so much, everyone. If you've learned something tonight, please share it on social media. Share it on Twitter, on X rather, on IG or WhatsApp status. Just tweet it. Let somebody know what you learned. And you can tag me or tag Cowrywise. Preferably tag Cowrywise. Let's tell my guys in HQ the good work that we are doing. So thank you so much. You have an amazing address. My handle, you can also find me on LinkedIn with the same name, Tunmise Ola-samuel, or Tunmise Ola-samuel. I'll just type that out, Tunmise. Yes. So that's my handle, Tunmise Ola-samuel. And yes, I think I did introduce myself. I'm the current campus lead for now, for the Ambassadors community in OAU. And you can call me T-Sam. It's a pleasure to meet each and every one of you. So if you want to connect with me, you want to see more of our sessions, you can connect with me on IG, you can connect with me on Instagram, and also on X. So thank you so much, everyone, once again. Good night, everyone. Big shout out to every one of you. Let me give a few shout outs to a few people. Thank you so much, Mark. Thank you, Mark in the BC. Thank you so much for coming around. Thank you, Julius. Thank you, Mazi of Web3. Thank you so much. Abdulakim, thank you so much. Abiodun Opadotun, thank you so much. Ayobide Adeduro, thank you so much. Opeyemi, thank you for coming around. And to my amazing co-lead, thank you for the amazing work you've been doing as regards the community. Thank you so much, Stephen. Yeah, so goodbye, everyone. I will be putting a stop to it now, and I don't know why we still have so much people. I'm waiting for you to leave. I don't know why we still have so much people on the call, but I would have to go now. Thank you so much. Good night, everyone. Once again, bye.